Even though I don't think there's anyone here right now. Hello, everyone. I'm Inurian, and you're watching Disney. That's not the right joke. I'm Inurian, and you're watching me play Phantasy Star Online 2. My character's a girl. Whatever. It's a cast. Casts are cool. They have lower MP, basically. PP, photon points, because everything's powered by, like, this unique light particle called a photon in Phantasy Star. And, well, photon points. They have lower photon attack, which means their spells are weaker, but they have higher physical attack and especially defense. I don't think females and males are different in this game, which is not the same as it was in the original Phantasy Star Online on Dreamcast and PC and stuff. In those games, every single version of the races, there were 3 races in Phantasy Star Online. There were humans, casts, and Newmans. Newmans are a magical race. They're basically elves. They have higher PP and higher force attack. Not force attack. Photonic attack. They're good at those, but they're very low defense and moderate attacking power. Considerable margin, but higher PP. But I don't believe it's as high as the Newmans. But Newmans are kind of fragile. But in this game in particular, the especially since casts can use... I'm just running in circles. Since casts can use text now, they're not quite as limited as they were in earlier games, because in earlier games, specifically in Phantasy Star Online 1, casts had no PP whatsoever. Literally the only way you were going to function as a cast was to use traps and trap items. I can do this. Let's do that one. Rock Bear and Granada. At level 21 plus Darkers, yeah. I need to double check that for a sec. Enemies level 21 plus Bouncer only. Okay, yeah, Bouncer. Client orders. You don't have anything I really care about. Let's just get right into it and go into the Force Exploration on Hard, which I believe will be over level 21. Yes. Level 20 is the base level on Hard. So the Rock Bear, who is the boss of Forest Exploration, should be over level 21, unless I'm mistaken, which I don't believe I am. However, you never know. I have jet boots equipped. I have dual blades with the Levitain weapon camo equipped, which I think is really cool because it applies to multiple weapons, actually. Does not apply to Gunslash, which I just have a Gunslash. Actually, I need to change something to my Gunslash for a second. Because I definitely have... I have a lot of PAs, actually, but I need to set them up so they're different. Because I have 2 slots and I'm not using them efficiently. Slash Rave, Rage Dance... Ein Rocketen... I already have Reagan Slug and Cretan Slug on there, so... Let's do Additional Bullet. Additional Bullet's pretty good, actually. Partisan, too. I have the Clean Brush. I haven't fortified it at all because I don't really care at the moment, but it's just there to fill out the gap because you only get 2 weapons and they don't have a lot of PAs. So for Partisan, I already have Rising Flag on there. So for 2, let's give it Zenith Throw. Slide-in's already on there. Oh, Assault Buster is cool. Assault Buster. Speed Rain, and Slide Shaker. Those are good ones. What on earth? Minor dropped frames, not a big amount. It looks like it's okay. Okay, this is a gun slash. This is actually a unique weapon in Phantasy Star Online 2. This wasn't in the previous game. And as you can see, it's a sword. But if you press the tertiary skill hotkey that I have set there at the bottom, right, that alt is not giving me... oh, right. What on earth? Oh, yeah. Well, you can see it at the bottom there, the third slot. It changes it from range to melee and back and forth. You can tell which one it's on by both the fact that the indicator actually changes color from blue to red, blue indicating ranged weapons and red indicating melee. But also because if you switch them over, you can see that the blade actually disappears on the gun slash, and it functions like just as a standard handgun. There's one move in particular, which I actually have equipped on the other gun slash set, Strizwy, which actually changes its functionality based on which mode you're in. Since I'm in melee... wait, that was Kreesenschlag. Strizwy, which if you're in melee, it does this. If you hit an enemy with it, which I'm going to go demonstrate because I shouldn't be demonstrating this on the ship, I should be demonstrating this on enemies I can actually hit. Basically, you just... Oh! I guess I'm using a gun slash this entire time. But no, I can't. Wait, yes I can, because I only have to beat him as a bouncer. I have to beat Darkers with... I'm not going to be encountering a lot of Darkers here. Okay, that's Strizwy if you use it with melee, but if you're in ranged mode, Strizwy actually changes to shoot this weird grid of bouncing bullets. But the coolest thing about Strizwy compared to other weapons is if you press it in mid, you can do both of them at the same time, and it only costs like half as much for the second attack in terms of PP consumption. Because obviously all of these moves consume PP. There are a lot of really cool attacks for the gun slash. It's just kind of a weak weapon, but it's certainly serviceable. People get really obsessed with DPS in this game and getting through bosses as quickly as possible, but honestly I don't get what the big deal is as long as you're having fun and not holding everyone back. Like, I get the idea of wanting to cut down on grinding time, but honestly I'd rather just fight and look super cool. Forgot to equip my stance. That stance is break stance, which I only use because I usually use dual sabers, and I can get the bonus attack on anything when I'm using dual sabers. Aiming shots, just a fucking Mega Man charge shot. Kreesenschlag, I already showed you it, but it does that. It's cool. Slash Rave is cool if I can find an enemy to hit with it. Oh, my inventory's full. That's not good. I don't need this heat. I'm fucking gonna save the Hiei Yoku. I probably shouldn't bother, but I'm going to. I'm such a pack rat. Hey, I almost leveled up. What do you know? All of these can go away. Oh, I have access to PSO2 ES storage now. Forgot about that. Also, yeah, my character's wearing a 7-Eleven uniform. I don't remember where I obtained that, but it's in the game. Let's feed my mag because it has no food. You ignore my mag's terrible stats. This is my first character. Everything's bad. Everything's awful. Don't even give it any thought. It's okay. It's serviceable. I still have mostly physical attack high. It's just such bad stats. Oh yeah, they changed it so that everything can double jump in this game. Previously, you could only double jump if you had the jet boots equipped, which are actually a weapon unique to the class I'm playing right now. You saw them a little bit when I first started, but I didn't actually use them, and I'm not going to use them in combat until I finish this level. Jet boots are exactly what they sound like. They're boots that hold you up off the ground a little bit. You can do all kinds of cool, fancy kicking attacks and channel elemental magic through them. And they're actually really cool, and I eagerly look forward to showing you them. Also, Slash Rave's awesome. Rage Stab, I believe that's what that's called, is also pretty cool. God, I really hope the audio's okay. Rage Dance. Okay, I need to pull this. No! Jeez. I'm having trouble pulling PSO2 out of the way so I can... I think the game audio is a little low for you guys, actually. I was expecting it to be a little loud, but it seems like it's a little low. Okay, there we go, though. That should be a little better. Yeah, I like Gunslash a lot. A lot of people don't quite like it, but it's also really useful to have on any character that spends PP really fast, because Gunslash ranged attacks are very fast, and you gain PP based off the number of hits you deal rather than the amount of damage you deal. But only from basic attacks. Like, the rapid hits from Rage Dance or whatever don't actually gain you any PP back, because they consume PP to do the attack in the first place. Ha! Sniped. I have a lot of magic equipped, but I'm not actually good with it because I'm a physical attack bouncer. I suppose I can use a little, like, just to show it off. That's Megid. It's Dark Element magic. This Gran. Oh no, wait, that's not Gran, that's Resta. That's a healing spell. This is Sazonde? This is Zonverse, which adds wind element damage to your attacks. I already had some, but this makes it more. Enemies within the range take extra damage from your attacks in the form of wind element. This is... Raw Flame? Not Raw Flame. God, I can't remember any of these spell names. Rafoye. That's right. And that was Gizonde. The endings for each spell name tell you what element it is. The beginnings basically explain the special function of it. Like the Gi spells... I believe the Gi spells are generally the unique ones. Like, Gi... That is Gi Megiddo, right? No, that's Raw Megiddo. Raw spells are generally the power ones. Like Raw Megiddo doesn't have a lot of range, but it rains down a bunch of balls. This is Il Barda, which I don't think is very much use to me. I can chain it into itself, and it does extra damage, but it's mostly intended to be used with other Barda spells. That it, or there indicates that they're weakened to ice. This is Sazonde, which I actually use for support purposes because it gathers enemies up a little bit. And having Resta on is just always useful. That's my support partner. He's a little dude. He's a force right now, I think. Oh, he has to be. He's using a rod. Ein Rocketet. This is actually the starting skill for Gunslash, but it's actually very powerful. Basically, you slam the enemy up into the air and then shoot them point blank. The point blank shot does a ton of damage and has a deceptively long range. It's not as long as the actual shots, as you can see, but I did accidentally hit that rapid. But it is fairly decent, and it auto-aims quite a bit. Additional bullet is very short range, but it's very powerful. Literally, the way additional bullet functions is you boot the enemy to knock them down, and then you fill them full of bullets. It's called additional bullet, even though it's multiple, because this is a Japanese game that was fan translated, so it's just sticking with the weird Japanese names that don't quite capture the nuances of English, but I think it works well enough for the names. There's some people here now. Cool. I'm just going to keep talking to myself until someone actually speaks, but... Oh, an event. These are darker possessed enemies, and that's the main character of the anime. And his assistant. Oh, assistant. He's a tertiary or secondary character, Soto.
Emergency code.
Yeah, these two are characters from the anime, actually, which a lot of people dissed the anime because it was, you know, normal person in a game world kind of story, but I actually like the anime quite a bit. I think it could have been better, sure, but I didn't think it was bad. But what just happened there was what is known as an emergency code. They're basically random events that occur in the field while you're wandering around, usually most frequently during these exploration quests, but they can occur during any of them. In fact, they're integral to some of the Arcs quests. But basically, they can be various missions. Code Unite, for instance, which you just saw there, has you fighting together with NPCs and ensuring that they don't die against enemies. Others are Code Attack, where you fight against a barrage of incoming enemies, often Darkers, but usually some kind of group of enemy. And you have to defeat a certain amount within a time limit, and without dying, or you fail the emergency code. There's Code Duel, which causes a boss to spawn in the field. Those are always fun. There are a lot of emergency codes, actually. Some of them are weirder than others. Also, that's a normal Rappy, actually. Which are pretty rare on Nefarious. You usually only see Nab Rappies here. Yeah, Rappies are unique in that they drop 2 items, and they always... Well, they don't always drop the first one, but they always drop a second item when you take them out. I just totally, royally screwed that over. Oh well. Rappies and Nab Rappies are actually part of a unique emergency code that's like exclusive to them, called Emergency Code Capture, where you have to knock them down, like the first stage of them, before they get back up because they're playing dead, and they'll be captured and brought back to the Arc ship for research purposes. And those usually get you pretty decent things, like grinders. Most emergency codes get you a decent chunk of Meseta, which is the currency in the Phantasy Star universe, and grinders or synthesizers, both of which are used to upgrade weapons and armor in the game. And I'm about to fight the boss. And instead of fighting the boss with my weapon, I'm just going to use a Photon Burst. Photon Burst. Now, this is a Japanese game, so I actually did use the automatic things, but I put them in Japanese instead of English. Like, there, my character said, hee hee hee, ikuyo, which is just like laughing, let's go, in Japanese. Basically just to allow my character to, you know, say things that Japanese players I'm playing with might understand, even if it is kind of nerdy to think that way. I don't understand what just happened. I don't know why this effect is triggered. I don't think this weapon has that. Also, this guy has a lot of HP. Oh, wait, that's right. This is an effect on my mag. The little floaty guy by me, who's actually, this mag is a model of a Night Gear, which is an enemy in the game. Normally mags just look like little floating robots. He looks like a floating robot, but like a simpler one.
Completed.
And basically mags can have special abilities. Like, again, ignore that. Like, mine has auto-action ranged attack exploding lightning bullet, which does exactly what it sounds like, and special S attack, which if I use S attacks, it uses Clobber, which is that attack you just saw where it swirls around me and attacks violently and rapidly, and that just does damage to any enemy that's within those purple swinging lines around me when he uses it. As well as this, he has HP Restore A and J and 2 Invincibility. I don't know why he has 2 Invincibility A's, but basically he has a small chance of using either of these on me, which restore my HP and give me Invincibility. As time passes and whenever he uses one of those abilities, his energy goes down and you have to feed him mag items in order to get their energy back up. Usually it takes 3 items no matter what to get their energy to the max, or however the max you can reach with their energy. And basically, mags are useful. The items you feed them when they're leveling, which my mag is at max level so I can't do that, determines how the mag grows. As you can see here on my mag, it's striking 69 well. Ranged 48, technique 32, and dexterity 50. Dexterity gives a little bit to both striking and range, but not as much as either. Most people completely ignore that. I don't know why I have so much dexterity in there. Probably fitted a lot of bullet bows or katanas. But striking increases striking damage, ranged increases ranged weapon damage, technique is spell damage. No one gives it defense. I don't know why I have defense levels either. I did not do this mag very well when I was giving him his appearances. I also have this one, which is a Marolian, but I don't have an appearance pass, so I can't change him back to it. But if I ever get an appearance pass, I can make my mag look like a Marolian from Space Channel 5. That's what the game's called. Basically, mags have a lot of unique appearances that came from the cash shop. But like almost everything you can get in the cash shop, which is referred to as an AC item because the currency you use in this game that's real life money is Arx Cash. As you can see here, that symbol is Arx Cash, which is AC. I'm going to buy some scratch-off tickets because I'm crazy. These aren't Arx Cash, by the way. This is free money called Fun. I don't know if Fun actually stands for anything. It's in all caps, but it's also Japan, and it's in English. So it might just be that they're doing that for the heck of it. You can get all kinds of random things. Decorations for your private room, things that affect grinding, and which is the reinforcement of weapons, and crafting, or just straight up grinders, which are necessary to do grinding. Themes for your room. Yeah, I just spent all my money on those. I'm hoping for like a My Room ticket or something, but I didn't get one. And here I got Isunia Risuen Prem? Isunia Risuen Prem. I have no idea what that could be. It's an accessory, I know that one much, but Isunia Risuemprem. I have no idea. I guess I'm just going to have to use it and see. Let's go to fashion, not fashion editing. I'm almost positive it's an accessory of some kind. I don't know if I was misreading that. It might also be eyelashes or something. Or I doubt it's a hairstyle because they gave us 3 of them, but... It's none of those. There's no way it's innerwear, outerwear, or base wear. Yeah, no, I didn't think so. Okay, I guess we are going to the beauty salon. Because I really want to know what these are. Let's see. Eyebrows? No, these are all normal ones. It's not going to be color. Eyelashes, maybe? I got these from things, but I don't believe these are the ones. makeup pattern? No. Let's go with that, by the way. Yeah, I have not... the foggiest what that could be. Super short hair right now. Weird. I assume it must be one of these eyelashes or brows, but like... it would be these if it's anything, but... no, because those are in black too. If anyone in the chat knows what that is, feel free to tell me, because I'm totally lost, honestly. I have zero idea whatsoever. Isu niya risu enfren. Purim.
何か用か。
いらっしゃいませ。
Oh, titles. Cool. Rewards. 15,000 EXP ticket. Star Gems. Star Gems.
ありがとうございました。
Those look like they were giving me a level up. No, actually. I had already leveled up. I did not realize that until now. How many skill points do I have?
何をしたいのかな。
Oh, 6. Wow. I actually have just next jump on my subclass, which is why I can use it. I don't need one more jump. Dual base gear attack's fine. Critical field could be useful. I would get shift to air attack boost because I get constant shiftas from jet boots, but also I could get photon blade fever instead. But if I'm going to use, I'm just gonna upgrade break stance critical. I'm gonna be lame. And critical field. Why not?
またいつでもどうぞ。
Let's go all out with dual blades. Next up, we need to fight Guanadas, so we need to go to the desert on hard. Not Guanadas, just one Guanada, because it's the boss of the desert. I forgot that these had the Levitain skin also gives it a unique attack sound. Also, yeah. Levitain applies to multiple weapons. I never actually showed this, but it also applies to the Partisan. Ah, that was terrible. Tear Grid's cool. Sacred Skewer is weird. That was not Sacred Skewer, that was actually Trick Rave. Slight End is cool. It's like, just cool animiness. If you hit with the third attack on that, you actually grab your enemy and throw them. It's cool. Everything's cool. This just makes you rush forward with a cool lunge. That shoots beams. Spins around you, which is great for clearing enemies off your bum. This sends you into the air with some photon blades. This has you dash forward and attack. This has you fly around going swoosh, 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 swoosh. And this lets you do a big combo with a bunch of photon blades. It's one of my favorites. I was going to replace one of those with another move. Probably Dispersion Strike or Heavenly Kite with Immortal Dove. And let's replace that with Justice Crow. Immortal Dove lets you make a big sword out of the small swords and go psh, psh. And Justice Crow lets you make the Arcs logo with your sword and then shoot it at things, which is just absurd. The desert. This is ostensibly where robots are found, but like 90% of the enemies here are actually darkers. You don't encounter a lot of robots until you go to the sub-tunnels. Which is a fancy Japanese, not quite grasping English way to say underground tunnels. Yeah, that attack's fast and powerful. It's actually really useful. You can see there's a little gauge above my weapon here. Gunslash doesn't have gear, which is what this is called. For this weapon in particular, gear lets you shoot blades whenever you dash. When it's at 0, you shoot like 3, maybe 2. 2. But when it's a little higher, you shoot more and your dash lasts longer. When you're locked on, you can dash in any direction around the enemy. When you're not locked on, you just go wherever the fuck you want to go. There are no enemies here. So let's go over here instead and see what's up. What's up is mining. We're gonna mine. Oh, that was... Bingo cards. You do various things and you get bingos. That's actually about as self-explanatory as it can get. Cool, I got some stuff. I just wanted to show off gathering for a sec, really. I'm not actually going to grind gathering stuff on screen. That was terrible. Dispersion Strike is cool. This is actually very powerful, but it takes a while. But that last attack can actually reach really, really far, even if you miss with the entire rest of the combo. Oops, Mike knock, sorry. Like you see, it just homes down on whatever you're locked on, really. It's a ranged attack, but it's not as prompt as this one, even though that one also has a delay. That's like the big weakness of this weapon, is that there's no real super fast, good ranged attacks. Also, I'd like to point out that is not exclusively a ranged attack, because if you hit them with it while it's charging, every single little bit of it does damage. And that's very powerful, but it leaves you a little vulnerable. Another cool thing about that one in particular, the one I just did, is that it also just works, Todd. I'm almost sorry for that reference, but not quite enough to actually say I'm sorry for it. Also, yeah, that explodes after a little while, and it has a huge radius when it does. Oh, I've killed enough Darkers. Oh yeah, when you're in midair, you just slam down with that. Forgot about that one. That's cool. Most Darkers have this big glowing red spot on them, and if you smack them in it, they get hurt more. like that. These are Briadas. They make dogon eggs, which sprout into dogons if you don't kill them. Dogon eggs are really weak and easy to kill, but they're also like numerous ones. They sprout into eldogons, actually. I forgot about that. I don't remember if that's normal. Regardless, they killed some things. I want to see something here. Let's not do that one. Let's do one of these. That one. If instead of Dispersion Strike, I make this Heavenly Kite, and I go... Well, it's not going to work on a Krata, it's going to die in one hit. Oh! Look, actual robots. Oh yeah, that would be a sick combo. There's some moves that are like obviously designed to combo like that. And it's always really cool when you figure out which ones work together. You can fish in sand. I mean, you can do that in Final Fantasy 14, don't know why you wouldn't be able to do it here. Oh, I had to fish too. Now I actually got a bingo. Neat. That also does a lot of damage. It's hard not to do a lot of damage here, because I'm level 34 and I'm using plus 8 gear. Plus 8 gear at 8 rarity. 8's not that good. Rarity goes up to like 14 star now. 10 used to be like the ultra rare, super special, awesome, but now there are 14 star rares because this game's been around long enough that it has 4 episodes. 5 episodes? I don't remember.
Emergency.
Code. Attack. Kill Spartan A's, which are these guys. Occasionally you'll see enemies with these... Oh, floor bite. With these red, glowing flower-looking things on them. If they have those on them, that means that they've been possessed by Darkers. They do more damage, and they're a little more aggressive, but that also adds an extra weak point to them in the form of the flower. Makes it easier for them to kill them. I think it also gives them a weakness to light element. Don't quote me on that one, I'm not sure. Why am I not using critical stance and break stance? I mean, I don't need it, I'm already doing enough damage as it is, but... Might as well pick up this Megiverse. My force could use it. Although I'm sure, as you saw, I really need to clean out my storage. I have a lot of things in my storage and not a lot of place to put them or do anything with, and a lot of them are just useless grinding fodder. Just about every single area in the game that has a free exploration field such as this is made up of 3 areas. 2 of them are areas you wander around in and you can get into emergency codes and get PSC boosts, and most of them now have areas... I don't know if it's all of them. I am not that caught up on this game, but most of them now have areas where you can... yeah, gather. Oh, Eladas. These guys are cool. I like the design. They're a little beefier than the other enemies, but still not that strong. They're basically the evolved form of Krata, which is kind of cool in concept. What is this? Special egg. That one's the Raki Raki, which is just, you know, lucky, because I got a rare drop. I killed enough Darkers to clear that Bouncer quest earlier because I picked up enough of their drop items. Which, that's one thing about this game is that enemies dropping the items are kind of arbitrary because they almost always drop them and it only serves to occasionally add a little extra time to a quest. And nothing else really comes of it. the same time, though, it's not that big of a deal, because like I said, it almost always drops, and the extra time that's added is minuscule. I guess it's just to shake things up conceptually a little bit, but at the end of the day, it ends up being the exact same kind of quest. I can use jet boots too, so let's do some jet boots for a sec. Jet boots are cool. You've got a lot of mobility with these things. Don't attack a Cartargo from the front. They'll just block you completely. The unique thing about jet boots, along with their gear, which makes it so that they channel whatever magic you fully charge. Like now, if I do this, I have light magic. Oh no, wait, this has lightning default. I forgot. Either that or Resta doesn't work for charging it. It's what Resta doesn't work for charging it. Yeah, you see, I'm kicking with fire now. Jet boots specialize in taking advantage of enemy elemental weaknesses and using them. In fact, there's a skill based around that for Bouncer known as Elemental Stance? Or Element Stance. Oh, shit! Amelia and Vivian from Phantasy Star Portable 2? That's even playing Phantasy Star's universe, which is the theme of that game. Cool. I guess they just show up now. What I was trying to say before I got surprised by Phantasy Star Portable 2, which is worthy of being surprised for, because Phantasy Star Portable 2 is awesome. The various photon arts, which is what I don't think I've ever mentioned that yet, but photon arts are what skills are called in Phantasy Star, or at least in this game. And the various ones have special effects if you press the button at the bottom there that's the unique skill button. For this one, it alters whatever attack you're currently doing. If you don't have anything going on, it does this, which switches your attacks back to the default element if you have gear. If you don't, it doesn't do anything. Like you can see, I charge this up, I have gear now. The gear is fire. If I do that while sitting still, it changes the gear to lightning, which is the default attribute for this weapon. If I do it mid-attack, I do this spinning kick combo, which does damage. If I do it in the middle of this move, I slam back down, which does damage, and also creates a field of Shifta, which is an attack-boosting field. If I do it during this attack, the one where I dash forward and kick rapidly, I do this huge flying retreat, which is really good at getting out of trouble, but isn't good for much else. You can kind of chain together that attack over and over by doing that on the same enemy, which gives you some room to aim it. If you do it with this one, you actually get Zonverse, the attack which adds air damage to enemies you harm, which is really good, because Zonverse is actually quite powerful. The only downside is the Zonverse lasts for like no time off of that, but it's still quite useful. And for this move, Vinto Gigu, or Gigue, I have no idea how to pronounce this, Gig. If you just do this, you charge up the energy in your jet boots and then release it in a huge explosion. I believe if you have gear, it actually does it differently. Need PP. No, I guess not. I think it did consume the gear, though. I believe that consumes all of your gear and focuses it into one big, powerful attack. That's a move I've always been a little unsure about. But you can see I have full gear, I do it and my gear goes away. But once I hit 35 PP again so I can use it, because that's actually a pretty expensive move. If you press the gear button right when it glows gold, you'll actually do this huge, massive forward-facing kick, which is very short range, but sends your enemies flying and does a ton of damage. I believe that also consumes all of your gear gauge. As you can see, fully charging up a spell gives you gear. You don't even need to actually unleash it. It's the charging that gives you the gear. So if you charge it and then dash out and cancel the charge, you don't spend the PP, but you still get the gear gauge. Which is good to know because, frankly, spells don't do a lot of damage when you're using jet boots. That attack also just does pretty decent damage overall when you're spinning around and kicking enemies. And it gets damage boosted by the Zon burst it's creating, so it's overall a pretty good move and has a very large range. Vito Geek just does pretty good damage in general. You can see that one's very large. I believe when it discharged the gear, it actually instantly inflicted burning. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't really understand exactly how that particular move works. I just know it's really cool. And that's good enough for me. I wonder if it says it in the description now. That move wasn't translated a while ago. Vinto Gigu. Gigu. Channel all your gear into one enormous blast. Shift action. A single forward kick. Also, you might have noticed that when I click, there's this circle that closes in on me and turns red. If you do another attack while that circle is red, you get what's known as a just attack, which gives you a percentage bonus to all the damage dealt by that attack. It's, like, key to playing this game well. Sorry, I belched. Tried to pull the microphone away, hopefully it didn't get caught on mic. Basically, you do just attacks to build up your damage and do extra damage, which is pretty self-explanatory. But you can actually attack slightly faster if you don't do just attacks. And that makes you build a PP faster, because every normal attack that strikes an enemy gives you additional PP. The idea is to strike a balance between those, but often I just end up doing just attacks all the time anyway, just because, frankly, I kill so many enemies so quickly that building up PP isn't really helpful. This is Emergency Code Collect, where there are items that spread out all over the field and you have to collect them. I generally don't do emergency code collects unless I'm looking for something specific, simply because they're kind of annoying. Shooting Drive and Nox Cadena, I believe these are characters from Phantasy Star ES, Phantasy Star Online 2 ES on the phone, but I haven't gotten very far on this. This is an Emergency Code Unite, by the way. I'll do this one. I think I did it already, though. Yeah, everyone's dead. Cool. Thanks for the fun times, guys. I went the wrong way. The boss is all the way on the other side of the map. Good job, me. Yes, Hoda, I'm aware. I'm not going to go get it, though. I am, however, going to take a drink of water because my throat is parched. Should have refreshed that before I started streaming. It's only like a day old, but I really would have preferred water that was horribly lukewarm. Basically, I'm now just running all the way across the map, but ignoring every single enemy because I went the wrong way, because there's no real... I mean, if you played enough, there are patterns you can identify that will easily lead you to the goal. But there are fake outs and stuff, and I just was closer to that one, so I went up there, and it was a mistake. And now I have to run all the way back here, because the exit's actually over here in that cave over there that you can see in the distance. My phone just went doo-doo-doo-doo. Probably because someone's trying to talk to me on Discord or something, but I'm streaming, so it's not going to be enough. Ah, no. Shit. I'm trying to do this, but instead I do the dash one. What are these all called again? They have weird names. The flippy one is Strike Gust, the dashy one is Gron Wave, the spinny one is Moment Gale, the big one's Vinto Giku. There you go. Got him. And now I'm about to fight the boss, Guanata, which is basically a giant darker antlion. The enemy designs in this game are honestly pretty cool. I'm a big fan of them. I'm a big fan of this game in general, honestly. It has a really good free-to-play model. Like, there's some things I wish they could do with it, like trade things like Inurian. But at the same time, you don't really need to trade most of the time. You can get shop, the ability to sell things through the shop, pretty easily for free once you're at cap by getting X cubes. I've never gotten to cap, so I actually have never done that, but I do know that it is possible. Big. Oh man, that did 11,000 damage. Oh yeah, charging does consume a little PP, that's right. That just lets you cancel the charge so you don't have to do the attack. Better kill this bitch. Now use Victor when I'm reaching all in one kick. Oh, that was... That's a lot of damage. As the wonderful, ineffable, or whatever the fuck is the description you want to use for it. I don't even know if ineffable is the right word. I don't remember what that word means. It just came to my mind. Out of nowhere. Like magic. Feel free to talk at any time, by the way. Anyone who is here. This weird thing around me is critical field. I do more crits to anything within it. Which is everything when I'm using jet boots, because every attack is close range. I'm pretty sure I'm just talking to myself right now. But if anyone is listening, I'm very thankful for you coming to my stream. And I hope you were enjoying the show, even if you were not participating in chat. I know not everyone can participate in chat, and a lot of people just like to be workers, and I'm fine with that. Let's go to Katori. And turn in these. Gets you a lot of XP and some skill points. Also, I have befriended Katori enough that she's now going to give me a gift. Talk. Photon Sphere. That's actually not that bad. Let's see what the Photon Sphere shop has on offer, actually, while I'm here. Photon Spheres, Photon Shards, and Photon Crystals are items that you can trade in at... Photon Drops, rather. Not shards. Are items you can trade in here for various items. Yeah. That's English. That's words. Arno Volgraptor. Weird. That throws a spear that explodes. That's cool. Elfoy, Elzonde, Elzan, Elgrants, Elmegid, Ignition Parry, Heartless Impact, Vinto Gigib, Gurant Hessen. Oh yeah, that's right. You can trade in 50 spheres for the combo techniques now. Zandion, Fomelgion, and Barancion. Does not appear that there's anything new here, though. It's been a long time since I checked there, but I guess not. Do I have any Buster medals? I don't think so. No. Oh, I have Shadow Flowers. Good for anything. I can't afford any of this. These are 14 stars. Well, those would be cool if I had enough challenge miles. I'm actually pretty close, 100,000 out of 180,000. I could get the XP tickets. With 100,000, I could actually get a lot of EXP tickets. I I'm going to save those if I make a new character at a higher level or need to level up another. I can't do that yet, I haven't done enough missions. Oh,
こんにちは。参り
I completed his mission.
さようなら。
何か用か。
Those will come in very handy if I start a new class, because you can change your classes at any time. I'm just a bouncer right now. This character is normally a hunter, which is my current subclass.
感謝する。
Wait, my current subclass?
ならこれで。
Is it my current subclass? I don't have Fury Stance on. Weird.
何か用？
Defeat 60 of any enemy period ever. Oh, cool. Wait, I can do that.
おね。バイバイ。
I do.
何用かね。
I think the Saravon is better than the 4-blade kid. I didn't need that at all. I don't even need that. Oh, yeah. Right.
成功のようだね。
Potential unlock next time I grind. Grind the Saravon. Unlock potential ability. Boost the effects of average stance. Average stance? That's a shitty potential. Ranking these. That's not going to give me a lot, actually. That's a little expensive for anybody to do now. Why average stance? Average stance is a braver skill. I don't understand potentials. Why is a braver skill on a bouncer weapon?
何をしたいのかな。
Subclass is hunter. Wait, does not have any hunter skills learned? No, we're in Fury Stance. Oh, wait, I forgot. Yeah, you always have Fury Stance on when you haven't learned, unless you learn Guard Stance. When you learn Guard Stance, you gain the Guard Stance skill, and when you activate Guard Stance, it deactivates Fury Stance and vice versa. As long as you have Hunter active and have the Fury Stance skill learned, you're always in Fury Stance. That's just how that works. It works that way because at max, Fury Stance doesn't make you take any extra damage, I believe. So yeah, I'm just using Fury Stance all the time. I'm doing a lot of extra damage. That might explain a lot, actually. Now, if there's anyone in my chat who could actually help me out on understanding something here, I'm pretty sure that when I use Switch Strike, I switch to S attack. Is that correct? Because I don't remember if that's correct. I'd level critical field to max. 10% PP recovered on a just reversal. Yeah, sure. That's actually pretty nice. I have like 7 million reset tree licenses too. So if I ever mess up my skills, it's very easy to change them back for me. I have a quest to turn in at someone. Is it Hans? No? Oh, daily. I find
待ってましたよ。
defeat Darkers. I guess I accepted this a few days ago. Defeat Kuro Knights. Defeat Oro Lugar. Defeat War Zigmore.
いつでも来てください。どのクエストにしますか？
Now let's go on some quests. Featured quests. Huron explanation. Let's do it on normal. Might as well take these. That many. While I'm at it. Featured quests are cool because when you select them, they actually give you every client order you can undertake that will give you something that you can complete in that quest on the difficulty you've selected. So you just take as many as you can and you just go in and murder everything. And you slowly get experience and stuff. My inventory is full. I need to feed Nightgear first. No, not the big load. That's too valuable for... Just deposit that stuff in my ES storage for now. Deposit this stuff in my character storage. Just to get it out of my inventory. Toss everything with Megiverse. Because I don't need any of that. You can carry 2 half-dolls now? Used to be you could only carry 1. Huh. Neat. I was going to take a partner. Oh well. I mean, I can jump back up onto the ship, I guess. Nope, can't. No telepipe. Oh no, wait, telepipe's here. I'm just dumb. Cool music. Shame I'm completely ignoring it to go back onto my ship for a sec. Let's take Nox and Ned.
よろしく。
And my friend Fuma, who's a hero. Heroes are cool. I don't have hero yet. But hero is cool. Hero uniquely uses weapons of 3 other classes. The twin machine gun, which is a twin machine gun. It's a pair of twin pistols, machine pistols. The sword, which is a great sword that is, or a long sword rather. Well, they're both the same thing, really. That is used by fighters. Oh, he's dead already. That was fast.
Emergency. Code. Attack.
Yeah, Kuron's weird. You get, like, caught by enemies and dragged into arena combat with them and shit.
Completed.
Basically, just run around and fight things. It's the same as anywhere else. These yellow crystals you keep seeing on the ground that I'm running over and just picking up automatically are Meseta. They're money. They're good things to have, because they're money. I don't know what just happened, but I sure like Swoosh. Oh, he put up a barrier.
Emergency. Code. Attack.
Whole Ogaki Baru. We have a mission to fight this thing right now. How do I get through this barrier? Wait. Oh, I see. I jump up on this thing and go inside from the top. That was easy. I wish I had the staples button, but I don't, so I have to say that was easy on my own. That was easy. Haji belongs. Akeno Himeshiki? I guess that's Akeno Himeshiki. I don't know who that is. I got a 7-star item? I don't know what Neojit is, but I sure got it. I think there's another player here. Aren't these Shironi enemies? This attack's cool because it hits like 7 million times and you can all the way down and get an extra attack in. This can kill everything around you in a circle.
Completed.
Also, I believe you have to gather a certain amount of points. Oh, Amelia is here. I was wondering why Phantasy Star Universe song was playing. We're on area 2. Which leads me straight to Huron Area 3, to the boss. Hi, boss. God, you're ugly. Yeah, I don't like that Huron like this. Ow. Wow! What a fight! That was not difficult in the slightest, actually. That was incredibly, overwhelmingly easy.
Completed.
Yosha, indeed. Go back to Area 1, can I finish the rest of these client orders? That'd be nice. Yeah, I still need to defeat one more Current Knight and another Aura Ogar. Will they still show up if I wander around? Basically, I just need to defeat another Aura Ogar, but that's a Bull Ogakimaru. I'll kill him. Oh well. Smart that emergency code rule here. Things to pick up. Yeah, I'd love to see the another Oro Rogar. Just, you know, to fight. Great if one would pop up any second now. So I could fight it. Kill it. And not have to leave before it's dead. Yep. Not getting out of this chair. I don't think the Oro Ogar is going to show up. Damn. Oh well. Anyway, I intended to stream for more than an hour and 15 minutes, but to be honest, I'm getting dead tired. I got a fair bit of sleep, but I feel like I really need a nap, so I'm probably going to nap. I would like to thank everyone who came to the stream, even though no one talked, because it still means a lot that you came here and watched. I will be glad to see you anytime, any stream I do, which is hopefully going to be more frequently. I had a lot of fun, and I managed to actually talk a lot and explain things for once instead of being quiet, which I used to have that skill, but has been so long since I streamed that I was really awkward when I was streaming Jade Empire a while ago. I intended to switch over to Jade Empire after about 2 hours of streaming, but I'm just gonna drop. I'm gonna go take a nap. I'll see you guys later. This has been a really good stream, and I'll catch you next time. Inurian out.